In this segment, I want to share with you one of the most profound discoveries I have had in counseling with men and women for over 40 years in my counseling office every day. I would have clients who've experienced almost identical situations, and yet they would have totally different reactions to those exact same experiences. Now, let me give you an example. A woman gets her car broken into and had some stuff stolen. And this woman is totally traumatized. Even though nothing of any real value or importance was taken from her car, she can't sleep at night. She's getting anxiety attacks. She lives in fear. And this goes on for months. Okay, checking locks, doing all kinds of things. And literally, like within the same week, another woman had exact same thing happen to her. She had stuff taken out of her car, stolen in the middle of the night. She wakes up and her car has been damaged. However, she sleeps fine. She replaced the stolen items and she moved on with her life. And it was like as if nothing really happens. It was kind of a bad day. You know, you had to take it to the, shop, but but it wasn't a big deal. Now, the difference between these two women is the meaning they attach to the event. Now, I'm going to have to explain this in a minute. There's an event, and then there is a meaning to the event. The event is just the facts. Something was stolen. The meaning is what we make it mean to us. The first woman felt that she was personally violated. She gave it a meaning that she was unsafe and that now she was a victim of a very serious crime and she was violated. Her meaning was this was a violation of who she was. The second woman simply believed that it was a random one act of some kids who are just going through and breaking in cars and stealing stuff, and it had no deep meaning whatsoever other than stupid things happen. And that's it. People, and I would say probably women tend in this category more than men, give meaning to things. And these meanings may be factual or totally not factual. But once a meaning is created, and here's the most important thing, and believed. It's one thing to create a meaning. It's another to give your heart and totally believe. This woman believed she was violated. It was probably more like the second woman. It was just some random kid going through trying to get some money, and that was it, okay? But facts are totally irrelevant when you give something a meaning. And the consequences of the belief of this meaning can go on for years or even decades. It can ruin your life. It can ruin a marriage. Meaning can ruin things, not the event, but the meaning you give the event, okay, can ruin friendships. It can change the way you think and feel about people or even types of people. When you've had an abortion, you would typically give this a meaning for yourself. And your heart, at some level, might still fully believe the meaning that you, as a young woman, has given this event. And this meaning can still be there. And when you're ministering to someone who has had an abortion, whether it's a woman or a man, because men suffer too. I can't tell you how many thousands of men, when I ask them, were you involved in an abortion, their head drops down. No one's ever asked them that. Their head drops down and they go, yep. I go, how old were you? They say I was 24 or 18 or whatever it was. And then they oftentimes will start crying because no one's ever cared enough to ask them that. So if you're in men's ministry, this is an important question to ask guys as well. And then also get the grace after abortion because it'll help them just as much. Now, here are some of the meanings I've heard women and men also give themselves. Now, I'm not saying anything of these meanings are true. They're actually all lies. but they believe them with all their heart. And when you're ministering to them, it's important that you understand that this is what they believe. And this is, I'm going to go through it. I am bad. Not that I did something bad. I am bad. I am evil. I killed. I am a murderer. Now let me just pause on that one for a minute. Those two about killing and murder. You can't kill an indestructible soul. You didn't kill it. You transferred it from time to eternity, but you can't kill it. You will see that baby again because you can't kill babies. Once that light of that cell hits that cell, it's the eternal being. You can take them out of your body and you can send them to heaven, but you can't kill them. Okay? Let's go back to the things that's in their heart that they believe. I don't deserve to live. Women can become totally suicidal because of the meaning that they give an abortion. Here's another one. I hate myself. I will probably never be loved. These are heavy just saying them. If they knew, they wouldn't love me. And I'm talking about a 50-year-old woman who's had an abortion when she was 20. And she still believes that if someone knew that about her, she would not be loved by those people. I deserve to be punished. Can you imagine walking around with that and setting up your life? You would set your life up so that you are being punished. I am cursed. I am unforgivable. Unforgivable. I can't be forgiven. I deserve to be judged. I didn't see another way. I'm to blame. I was pressured. I couldn't make a choice, so I let others do it. I couldn't raise a child alone. These are reasons that they give themselves, but they become beliefs about who they really, really are. Now, if you're still believing any of this in your heart, if you struggle with abortion, or if you're going to minister to these people, you need to know this is what's going on inside. The first step in changing this is to acknowledge to yourself and another, if you're a woman, a man, a man, okay, and preferably in a group of grace after abortion, something like that, or a spiritually, mature person, an elder, a pastor, or someone like that, maybe a support group leader. And when we acknowledge the truth and we confess others, we can heal. James 5:16 says, if we confess our faults one to another, we can be healed. And when we don't confess our faults, we stay stuck. And these core beliefs, these guilt and these shame can stay with us. Now, I know abortion is one of the deepest secrets the soul can have, and it's difficult to share. But if you want to be free, it's essential to find someone you can talk to. And you can always, tell a professional counselor because they can't tell anybody, but you have attached a meaning to this. And I want you to understand the meanings you have aren't true. Here's what's true. You are loved, you are forgiven, and you are free. And if you need help, give us a call. Numbers on your screen. Tell somebody so that you can start to walk in freedom and stay with us.
For more content and resources to help in your healing journey with Christ, make sure to follow Dr. Doug Weiss on Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like to share full episodes of this show with friends and family, subscribe to Healing Time Ministries on YouTube, and feel free to leave us a comment on any of Dr. Doug's social media platforms. Our team would love to hear your feedback and learn how Healing Time is impacting your life, your church, and your ministry.